Oh, there you are, YouTube. So I had to go into work very early today, so I was unable to see the actual pulling of the strip of paper with what movie we watched today. But my wife and kids, they did it without me, so let's go take a look at that.
Okay, can you reach number 3? What is it? Turn it around. Firestarter. I've never seen that. I don't think Daddy's ever seen that either. Cool.
Firestarter.
The original, not the new one.
So we're going to be watching Firestarter. That's awesome. I've never seen this one. It's a Stephen King. It's new to me. I love when we do these new ones. It's fun. Also, my wife made me some baked potatoes topped with pulled pork. I added extra sour cream to it, extra barbecue sauce. This is going to be good. This is what I'm going to be eating while I'm watching the movie. Okay, the movie's over, and sad to say that one was a dud. That was probably one of the worst movies that we've ever had in all the years that we've been doing this. I'd have to think back, but like in a sense that it was just like so dry and boring. I think boring is one of the worst words to describe something, but it was. I'd seen this story so many times, and I know this was like an early version of it. You know, I've seen like Daryl, Midnight Special, which is newer. I mean, there's countless examples of this story. I mean, even Stranger Things, you can tell Stranger Things was heavily influenced by this, but well, there's even like 2 X-Files episodes that were kind of influenced by this. Pusher and what's it called? Fire something? I can't remember. My wife's better at that stuff than me. She knows all that stuff. X-Files is her thing. But it's just like I've seen this story or version of it so many times, and again, I know this is an earlier version, but it's like one of the worst ones that I've seen, where you have a father and a kid on the run, parent and a kid on the run. The kid is special. Here, the parent and the kid are special. The cast was impressive, though. You had the cowboy from Indian in the Cupboard as the dad. You had Gertie from E.T. You had Emilio Estevez's dad. We had, it's a funny way to put Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen and Emilio are clones. And then Heather Locklear makes a quick little appearance in it. Art Carney from The Honeymooners is in it. Like, you're reading all these names in the opening credits, and you're like, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be so good. And then total dud. It just, again, I've seen it so many times, but this one was just so slow and dry, and the acting was bad. Not Keith David, but David Keith who's the cowboy in Indian in the Cupboard. Just, I thought was kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say he was bad actor, but because I don't know, what if he watches this vlog? I'll feel bad, but I just kind of felt like that's the way it was. And it's just so dry and boring that by the end, when things start to get cool, like in the final like battle or whatever, you're just spent. You're just like, you know, I don't even care. So, you know, I was laughing every once in a while with some of the cool fireballs that she was throwing and the way they were tossing people into the air and into the trees. But it was at the same time just kind of like, I'm ready for this to be over, even if this stuff is kind of cool. So I heard the new one was really bad too. So this was the '84 one. I heard the new one was bad, but if the new one is worse than this, it's one of the worst movies ever, because I just could not get invested in this. And I kind of like those 80s Stephen King movies that don't quite have the high budget, but this one I just was like, ah, man, a dud. But I'm glad I've seen it. I'm glad I don't have to say I haven't seen it. So yeah, because I I mean, I'm very familiar with the cover of the box, poster art, all of that stuff, but yeah, none of the movie was familiar to me. So if I've seen it, I've forgotten it all because it felt like a full, fresh, first-time watch for me. But it was not an enjoyable one. Have you seen Firestarter from '84? What do you think of it? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.